If you want to make 5 to 10 grand a month with copywriting, the absolute best strategy that you can implement is to just be the best at your skill. Look, so many people try to skip this part, okay? They try to just focus on sales and marketing, or in this case, outreach, and just have a terrible product. But the days where you can do that and still be successful are completely over. Why? Because, man, people talk. People are gonna know that you are a low par copywriter and not to actually work with you. Not to mention, they're going to see your copy as you're outreaching to them, and if they see that it's not up to standard, then of course they're not going to want to work with you. And look, the funny thing about copywriting, like many things, is that it takes a day to learn, but years to actually master. You probably already know the basics. You know how to write emails, you know DIC, PAS, HSO, CJN, all the email structures perhaps. But the fact of the matter is that knowing how to write copy is not the same as being great at copy. And in this video, I'm going to show you the top copywriting exercises so that you can get as good as possible as soon as possible. In this way, you're going to have the confidence knowing that when you're outreaching to these big clients that can potentially pay you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, that your copy can actually make a difference in their business. And this makes all the difference as well in your outreach because you know you can help them and you know that your copy is good. Now look, right before we start, I always like to show a little bit of proof that what I'm talking about actually works. So why don't you join me in looking at this text that I recently got from my longtime student and also now my colleague. He's actually coaching in my private communities and programs. And as you can see, our boy Regan here, he just generated a quick win because he generated a client over 100 grand through email for the second month in a row. And as you can see, he said, and I learned everything I know about copy from Tyson. You guys are in the right place. And in this very video, I'm not only going to be showing you the exact strategies that I've used to get great at copy, but also my students like Regan are using to this very day to get better at copywriting. So without any further ado, here are the top 7 best copywriting exercises. And just as a disclaimer, this is a video you're going to want to save for later by leaving a like, because this is a video that you're going to want to come back to every single day while you actually do these exercises. And just because you do one exercise doesn't mean that the rest of them are completely irrelevant. You're going to want to actually come back to this video and do all of them. So by liking this video, you can actually find it again later because it will be in your YouTube liked playlist. And also note that I saved the best for last, so make sure you watch until the end of the video. So the number one way to actually get better at copywriting is to rewrite other professionals' copy. So why does this actually work? Why is this so effective for getting you better at copywriting? Well, for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, you're going to be familiarized with what professional copywriting looks like. Second of all, you're going to learn how to critique copy that's actually professional and might already be pretty good, because a lot of the times the clients you're going to be working for don't just have terrible or awful marketing altogether. No, they're probably going to be businesses that are making hundreds of thousands, if not millions, every single month. So their copy probably isn't even that good. But when you get on, you're going to need to know how to improve copy, even if it's all right already. And third of all, you're going to learn how to write in a prospect's brand voice. And this is extremely important because there's no such thing as a quote unquote good email or good email copy. It all has to do with who you're writing for and the context that you're writing it in. I tell my students all the time when they want me to review their emails or review their copy, you have to leave like a link at the top of the page so I know who you're talking about. I want to know and I want to see exactly who you're talking about, look at their content and see how well your copy matches up to them, because that is where it really matters. So how do you actually do this? How do you get these emails? Well, there's a few different ways. The first way is to actually sign up to people's email list newsletter. This is pretty simple. Usually people have this in their bio on Instagram or somewhere in their marketing funnel. Next is to simply go and look for different ads. These different ads will have things called free lead magnets, okay? So essentially it'll be an ad. This dude says he has this way to do this thing. All you need to do is download the free PDF or the free whatever. And when you do that, you'll enter your name and your email address, and you're going to be getting those person's emails from then on. Now, once you actually locate these emails, you're going to want to save them and you're going to want to break them down and try to rewrite them from scratch without using as much of the email as you can. So if you look at the email, you break it down, you understand what it is, and you write another email completely from scratch that's hopefully even better than that one, then that is essentially what you want to complete here in this exercise. Okay, so the number 2 best way to get good at copywriting as soon as possible possible is to join the Discord or the school communities and get your copywriting reviewed. This is extremely important because other people are going to be able to point out some big mistakes that you're already making. Not to mention, you can actually build some pretty good relationships in this community because you're able to speak to other people. And if you have any copy, you can get it reviewed by them. And if they have any copy, they can get it reviewed by you. All right, everybody, as you can see here, we have hopped inside of the Discord server. You go right down here on the left to copy review. As you can see, there's actually some people in the lounge who are just like chatting and talking as well, sharing their cams as well. But here in the copy review channel, as you can see, tons of people just leaving their copy. Everybody can go through and review this and also get your copy reviewed as well. As you can see, it's super simple. All you have to do is leave the link to the doc and someone else can go and click on it and also leave comments there. And the third best way to get good at copywriting as soon as possible is to find great copy and also put it into your swipe file. Now, if you don't know, a swipe file is essentially a collection of emails or copy that you can take inspiration from in the future. Now, you don't have to sit around and try to think about what to write. You already have angles and ideas in words already picked out for you. You have a baseline, and this is extremely important. Not to mention, you're going to recognize a lot of patterns between these emails, and the more emails you read, the more patterns you're going to recognize, and the more you're going to be able to improve your own copywriting. So again, this one's pretty simple. I already gave you the tutorial on how to get onto people's email lists, so you can just do that as well, but you can also just go to different ads and look at every single step of their funnel. Look at their video sales letter, look at their opt-in pages, look at their sales pages, look at their emails, look at absolutely everything. And of course, if you see something you like or you see something that grabs your attention or you think is cool, you're gonna wanna add it to your own swipe file. Now, this is something that of course is going to take time, but you know, I got you. I'm gonna save you some time by giving you one for free and also showing you how to do it. So as you can see, when you go down and download the free copy starter kit, you get to go into the school community as well. So you can just go here to the classroom, and as you can see, you have tons and tons and tons of different stuff in here. You have over here the copywriting starter kit itself, which is full of free courses. Over here, you also have the 4D copywriting playbooks. As you can see, there's tons of stuff in here. You have copywriting playbooks in here. You also have outreach playbooks in here. And again, this is all free, guys. Not to mention all these things down here. And over here in the 4D copy tools and templates, you can open that up. And then you can also go down here to the 4D starter swipe file, and you can get tons and tons of different pieces of copy, from sales pages to emails and everything in between, not to mention all these templates and all the other stuff inside of these free copy starter kit. Okay, guys, so I can't stress this enough. You're going to want to go and download this because as you can see, the value in here is just ridiculous. So number 4 best way to actually get great at copywriting without it taking years and years to master is to review other beginners' copy. Look, guys, I'll give it to you like this. One of the best ways to learn something is to start teaching it to other people. And I get it. Maybe you're still just a beginner, but you don't actually understand concepts and principles until you're able to explain them and teach them to other people. This is something that Einstein said. If you can't explain something simple enough that a 5-year-old can understand, then you yourself don't even understand it. So by going into places like the Discord server, like I showed you, or the school community, you're able to actually look at other people's copy. And if their copy is good, then again, you get to add that to your swipe file and use it for later. If their copy isn't so good, then you get to develop your own skill by giving them critique. And guys, what I always say is you want to review 3 pieces of copy for every 1 piece of copy that you submit. This way, everybody's getting reviews in the Discord server and in the school communities. We build the communities, we become stronger together, and we're just able to make the experience better for everybody overall. Okay, so the 5th best way to actually get way better at copywriting that I actually don't see pretty much anybody talking about is to find angles from Reddit or YouTube or anywhere where they can leave comments. And the reason why is because this is where you're going to be able to actually look into people's soul. You're going to be able to actually enter the conversation that's going on in their head. And the reason why is because on places like Reddit or places like YouTube, people usually have these anonymous accounts. So on these anonymous accounts, they feel safe. So they're giving you what's really on their mind. So I have an example here that I want you to check out. As you can see, it says, I can easily go from 10% to 30% body fat in a weekend. And the reason why this would be a great email, or at least just a great line to add into your email, is because, again, it's kind of funny, right? It's something where you can actually add this into just a line in your copy and people are going to laugh at it and also relate to it. There's a reason why this has over 10,000 likes on this video. And this is essentially just a really simple video on how to get to 10% body fat. And as you can see, the humor here is just that you can easily go from 10% body fat to 30% body fat in a weekend. Now, the way you can use this as an email is you can just use it right in the opener. Hey, does it feel like you go from 10% to 30% body fat in just 1 weekend of bad eating? Well, in this email I'm going to show you, and then you give them what's it for me, and then you start the email. But again, this is a really good way to actually get into people's heads and add some really good engagement into your emails. And the sixth best way to actually get great at copywriting is to write your copy based on the content of a certain creator. Now, you're gonna wanna look at Reels or Shorts or TikToks. And the reason why this is so important is because this is how you're gonna nail their brand voice. Guys, I can't stress this enough. You need to nail their brand voice. You need to sound like them. You need to make your copy based on things that they would actually say. Otherwise, if you think your copy is great, but it doesn't actually sound like them, they're never going to want to work with you because they think that you don't know how to emulate their brand voice. Great copy is great copy, but also emulates their brand voice. So this was pretty easy to do. All you got to do is pick a creator that you would like to write for one day, or that is in a niche that you're already interested in. And you're just going to look at a bunch of their reels, compile all of the information that they say in their reels or in their videos, and then you're going to write copy based on those angles and ideas. And now the seventh best way to actually get great at copywriting, and this one is my personal favorite, is by actually split testing your copy. And now you can do this in different email softwares, and it's really very simple. Essentially what a split test is it has three groups: 25% of the list, 25% of the list, and 50% of the list. And the split test works by testing two different subject lines, subject line A and subject line B, and it sends it to the two 25% groups. When you send each subject line, it's going to essentially track which one gets more opens. So when you create these completely different subject lines, it will tell you which one is best, and then whichever one is best, it will send that one to the rest of the 50% of the group, either an hour later or a day later or whatever you set it up as. And this is crucial because this is not only going to give you the best results, the best open rates every single time for your clients, but it's also going to be a great data point. And guys, decisions in business are made off of data, okay? So data is extremely valuable to your clients, and you're gonna wanna actually submit this to them, and they're gonna love you for it because now they have a better understanding of what their email list and their subscribers and their followers actually respond to. And how to do it is pretty simple, but first, of course, you're going to need a client to test this out on. And if you don't have a client yet, or you're still working on getting one, don't worry because I got you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna try to push you some $1,500 course. We don't do that around here. You can simply look at all of the free outreach sauce that I give either in the free copy starter kit, or I'll leave a couple videos on this screen right now. So make sure you get out there, you start outreaching, you start your exercises, come back to this video every single day. Make sure you save it by leaving a like. Go ahead and ask any questions you have down in the comments, because remember, there is no such thing as a dumb question. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.